Hey guys, Tom Dudo here, and you're listening to The Project.
Walker needs to kick accurately, and he has. Oh, what a lifter for the
excitement machine, McLeod. Left foot goal.
Oh, don't tell me.
He's a superstar.
Don't tell me. Oh,
Bounces straight up. Leaves the path of the ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest episode of the Project Podcast. Just want to give a shout out to our sponsors off the top, as always, in PayMed SA and Trojan Aluminium. And a very big thank you to our Patreon contributors. We will get to that list shortly. But in the meantime, we will go around the table because it is a stacked deck tonight. Fucking stacked. And we'll start with Leighton.
Hello, how you going?
I'm good. Don't ask me 6 times, whatever you do. Elodie, the Queen.
Hello,
I know
how are
she's
you?
going to ask me. I'm good. Pilot
Good
Pete.
to hear.
Cream, are you okay?
Damon.
G'day, mate.
Ben.
G'day, how you going?
I'm good. Jesus Christ. And last but not least, we have a very special guest on the podcast tonight. We've been waiting for him for a while, and he is finally here. Please introduce yourself.
Hey guys, it's Mitch from Footy Posting.
Footy.
Big time, long time Crom fan.
Yeah. Boom.
All right.
Love
And he's
it.
behind the logo. He's behind the Go Crom logo. So for all those of you who are repping the beanies everywhere,
It's him.
it's him.
You've touched every bean.
It's pretty
They're
nice
still getting
seeing.
spotted in the wild too.
Where's the weirdest place you've seen a Go Crom bean? And don't say something in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Up the corner.
Probably. Nah, it's just weird seeing him at random games, I guess.
Yeah, the Gold Coast game on the weekend.
Yeah.
I haven't really
In
seen him in
Tasmania.
any other sport yet. I'm assuming there's going to be some at the Olympics, hopefully. Oh, wait, there's no crowds.
No,
Yeah.
that's all right. Some of the A-League.
athletes.
We're gonna,
Mills.
we're gonna send it to Paddy Mills and AFC. Give us his address. All right.
Okay, moving on.
Right, the ship.
As I touched on before, thank you to our patrons. If you do sign up as a Patreon, you are entitled to a whole bunch of shows and merchandise. Elodie, what do the contributors get?
Oh, they get some shows and merchandise.
Yes,
as you
but
said.
which ones?
Do you want me to expand on that?
Please.
Well, they get a whole bunch of episodes of Obscure Crow, which is where we take a look back at some of the more obscure Crows players from the past and, try and recall our memories of them. You get some Get Your Crow On with Leighton and Damon, where they talk about Guernseys. Damon's wearing a nice one right now.
I am very proud of this. It arrived today.
What is it?
It is the red away jumper, but it is long sleeved, and I managed to get a number on the back. I think this kid's going to be okay in the future.
Please tell me it's
Number 7. Oh, Galucci.
Mamma mia.
I'm a big, well, with Italy winning the Euros this morning, I thought I'd get around the Galucci.
Hell yeah. Get around
Dom
it.
Trimboli.
It's coming home. No, it's not. Fucking idiot.
It's coming around.
What else? Exclusive interviews, merch stuff. What do you get? Stickers, lanyards. I don't
Stubby
know,
holder-
probably some other stuff.
Stubby holders,
Yeah.
bottle
Bottle
openers. Shout out to
Ah.
some of the guys on Footy Posting who didn't get one. Haha. Who did I forget to send it to?
It's Ethan.
Yeah.
Ethan's the
Oh.
one.
Suck shit, Ethan.
Peter,
You're not
you-
getting one. But in all seriousness as well, we do have to be confirmed an interview later this week with Adam Kelly, the GM of footy at AFC. Hopefully hear back from Reece Humphrey at the club. And that'll be blessing your eardrums very soon. So patreon.com/project for that one. So who's going to be doing the speed read this week?
It is Elodie.
Because what was my
Oh, is it
time
me?
last week?
A minute and 18 seconds.
2 weeks, 1 day, 9 hours.
Just to be clear, Mitchell, we tried to do a speed read. And what was the record? It was 23.
3.46.
Yeah, but who's counting? And Peter took the scenic route last week. So up next is...
Oh, do I have to do it? I don't agree with the speed read because I think that you shouldn't just fast forward through the beautiful Patreons. who
See, she's
support
been
our
hanging shit on
podcast.
So
me.
are we doing a
Damon.
race to the bottom? We're doing a race to the bottom.
Maybe.
Unbelievable.
We'll see
This
if I can
isn't good
take
enough.
3 minutes.
If she's not
I
going to
did-
take it seriously, Ben, you're up.
Why? I did say
ready?
last week I would rap it, but I haven't practiced. Sorry. like the poker rap.
Oh my God.
Let's not do that.
Jeez.
I'm way too white for this. All right.
All right, have we got a timer ready?
Oh, hang on.
Oh, I've not practiced this.
The official project timer.
That
Yes.
should be like the podcast motto. I have not practiced this.
On our meetings, and we have not practiced it. Yep. Sounds good.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Samuel Curtis, arguably AFL, Callum Ryan, Amelia, Frank Milanese, Jacob Pearce, Sharon Cameron, Matty Owen, Gigi Gov, Ethan Thomas, Christy Banish, Harry Nelly, Martin Head, Kim Ryder, Aaron Shearer, Dan Yench, Brendan McGarrigan, James Payne, Caitlin Stevens, Crow Tricolours, Chris Daniel, Sarah James, Adam Cirillo, Joel Katina, Zem Ronaldo, Martin Adams, Tom Schultz, Michael Bornholm, Nathan Prime, Caroline Scomar, Lockie Glasbrook, Andy Munro, Peter Beveridge, Shahin Marty, Simone McDonald, Aidan Gain, Jeremy Withers, Lachlan Dam, Wellin, Mitchell Lord, Nathan Williams, Jason McKay, Pete Nash, and Matt O'Brien.
Woo! 30.04.
Oh, that's a good effort.
Faster than Pete.
Anything's faster than me, mate. Jeez. Now, the other thing as well, we have talked about the fact that we are collaborating with Adelaide Mail. The announcement is still pending because we're waiting on the sample to come. Ooh. Mitchell, you gotta bar up. Like you gotta bust one. Yeah.
Am I? Do I get it sent to me for design logo like everything else?
I'm in negotiations. Yeah, no worries, mate. Yeah, we'll sort you out. No, it's all good.
In breaking news, Pete's just been run over by a bus.
What's new, mate? I was standing around trying to read out the Patreon listeners. Well, it took too long. Now, Crom merch update as well. We've got a whole bunch of beanies that are coming in. So we've got 1,000 flying in from China as we speak. Shout out China. Shout out to FedEx. Sponsor us if you want. Project.bigcartel.com if you want. Everything is available now and ships out within 2 days of your order. Giddy up. And code It's Crows Not Crom for 25% off your beanie.
Now, also, if you haven't signed up to our Patreon yet, it is patreon.com/Crowject. Now, I lost a bet over the weekend, and as a result, I'm going to be getting a part of my body waxed, and that video will be exclusive to Patreon listeners. So if you want to laugh at me in pain, that's worth $2 on its own.
Can't wait. We got the wax strips right here. It's going to be good.
We're ready to roll.
Now, give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts if you would like. There will be a prize sent to the winner. And the next prize is a Go Crom hoodie from our friends at Redbubble. Be sure to head to Redbubble and check us out. And please make sure that you buy from us under the Crowject name. There have been some imitations going around trying to steal our thunder. 2
cease and desist this week.
Yep.
Get around it.
But yes. Obviously, our money goes to charity. So,
hey, there's a Go Crom beanie.
Hey!
There's like 3 of them.
I'm not making that up. They were Crom beanies in the wild, weren't they?
Sorry, behind us right now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got West Coast versus North Melbourne, and on Cream's potato KO. The pixels we could make out, there were about 4 or 5 Crom beanies.
Yeah.
It would have been the same beanie, but just separated it.
We're looking at a 12:31 left in the second quarter timestamp. So if anyone wants to verify that's a Crom beanie,
it might just be an Eagles one. We can't tell.
Yeah, with actual
we'll take it.
decent footage, then let us know. And also, last but not least, City to Bay, we're doing that with the Press Box podcast. Yep. They are raising money for childhood cancer. And so we will be walking with the gang. Please head to their GoFundMe page. It's all about walking the walk and talking the talk. And hopefully we can raise a fair bit of money for a great cause.
Yes.
Yes.
That deserves the first soundbite of the evening.
I'm glad you warned us. Hang on, there's a soundbite.
Is there anything else we can pad with before we get to the result the other night? Or
how was your day, Mitch?
It was all right. Day off today. So
fucking
On a Monday.
Giddy
Lovely.
yeah, designing beanies for logos for other podcasts. So.
Is there a swan beanie in the works?
Was there a bomb one?
Oh, yeah, Swan Bomb and Crom.
No, Swamp.
Swamp Bomb and Crom. It's like backsack and crack.
Gant is the Gant for the 3 listeners of the Giants podcast. Gant is the next one. The Gant.
It's like a Gantt chart.
Yeah.
So you got to plan it out.
Yeah.
So is it going to be a beanie with a bunch of stripes, but it's going to stop in one point and goes, that's a very obscure.
No one here gets what you're talking about.
Now, before we get to the Crows game, what was everyone's favourite moment from any game you watched over the weekend?
Richmond losing, I think.
Fucking oath, we'll get to that.
Yeah. That was pretty good. Anyone else?
Port losing.
Yes.
I agree, and I was at that game, and I was wine drunk, and it was fun.
It's a very poor merch, might I add.
Yeah, you were
I
dressed up like one of the
as a Port
Swampies.
supporter. It was fun.
It's not Halloween. What are you doing?
That was
It was
disgusting.
good.
That was actually
What's wrong with it?
that.
I thought it was fun. I was like undercover, you know, and then like
You know, I opened that image outside and I was standing under a tree and the tree just like all the leaves just went boom.
I like it. Their colours are so much more flattering too.
Yeah, but it's teal.
Yeah,
It's from the
but
90s.
Yeah,
We
from
were talking about-
1994. Come on.
Yeah. Ugh. It's
Aw.
like when you buy a house and it's got those brick window tiles. You just date to the house and you're just like, it's disgusting. It's that's shit. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It was fun though. It was, and they were all leaving early too. So I'm glad it's not just Crom that does that. It was like there was this mass exodus halfway through the last quarter. It's good.
It's great. You know things are going well in the Port game when your Twitter lights up with, is there a fire drill at Adelaide Oval? Oh, what's going on here?
We need to talk about this game, crew.
Okay, let's get into the news. Oh,
Anytime.
Here comes a soundbite.
Well,
it's playing.
you didn't warn us.
The second one of the
What's
pod.
going on?
Or maybe if we just turn it up, crew.
There's a bit too much
Oh.
warning for that one.
Fucking with the volume, Peter. You're killing me.
All right.
Okay,
Get on with it.
Unfortunately, the Crows kicked their lowest ever score on Friday night. However, they were fairly inaccurate, so maybe it could have been better. 2 goals, 9-21. They lost by 2 goals, 9-21. They lost to the Bombers by 63 points. And let's be honest, they could have won by more if they kicked straight. 11 goals, 18-84. And let's just get straight to the elephant in the room because I'll find this fucking soundbite. Where is it?
The one that says elephant. Jesus.
Got it. Here it is.
We're having trouble with these sound bites.
It's his little fat fingers are just dancing.
These
around.
sausage fingers do not work well. It was our lowest ever score, and let's be honest, I think every one of us knew we were in trouble as soon as we didn't have Taylor Walker, and I don't think he would have made that much of a difference, to be honest. What did we think? I thought we were fucked the moment Frumpton took a mark.
Don't ask a question.
No, I'm just getting my bit out of the way, and then you guys can have it for 5 minutes. When he took a
And then
mark
you
and he
shut
poked
up.
at the ball 2 minutes in, I was like, no, we're in trouble.
Yep. I will disagree that in that I think Walker would have helped. If we would have gotten beaten. I think we talked about that all week. That we
Oh,
would
he
have beaten.
definitely would have helped.
Yeah,
but
because what was the number one, apart from the forwards themselves, the number one issue I think we had was transitioning the ball from midfield to forward. And some of those kids were looking up at Essendon jumpers and just didn't have a clue how to move the ball. And I feel like an experienced head like Tex might have helped with that. But yeah, you kick your lowest ever score. There's no point sitting back and going, oh, if only X played or if only Y played. You know, there was 22 blokes out there that got belted. So
even with Tex out there, we still would have lost. Let's be honest.
Can I just say, you sound like a Crom boomer going on, a Crows boomer, sorry, going on about
A Crom boomer. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a Crom boomer.
But I just like that you're straight into blaming Frampton. It just seems to be the go-to at the moment, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
He's not good enough for AFL level. I'm sorry.
And neither are most of the players who played, but you know.
We'll get to that
Anyway,
in
we'll
a
get to
second. But the part that I was confused about with the game was at quarter time, it did feel like it was a Neil Craig throwback. And nothing like throwing back to Neil Craig's last game.
Yes, 2011, 10 years ago, the anniversary.
That's right, because that was a Friday night as well, wasn't it?
Yes, it was against the Saints.
That was a good game because it was Bruce Abernathy just padding.
That was
McAvaney.
That was the lowest score before,
Previous,
wasn't it?
yeah,
previous,
because it was 28 points or something.
We're just breaking records this year, aren't we?
Yeah, we're just smashing them. Benny Mac, what were your thoughts on the game, boy?
Well, Frampton took 3 marks in the first quarter, and I thought he was a changed man, but no, he wasn't.
Can we talk about someone else, not just Frampton? I feel like it's every week. It's like everyone just goes on about Frampton.
To be fair,
talk about the other shit players.
When it wasn't Frampton, it was McAdam every week. There's always going to be one player every week.
No, going forward, it was clear that we'd reverted to our 2020 game plan of bombing it to Lockie Murphy as the only person going up and stay down. So
welcome back, Lockie Murphy.
Absolutely.
I quite enjoyed seeing Sam Berry on Jordan Ridley a few times as well. That was a great matchup for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what were your thoughts overall in the game?
Oh, it was the most frustrating game I've seen all year, I reckon. Easily. I reckon that was worse than the Giants game.
I was going to say, that Giants
close.
game.
Yeah.
Giants game was frustrating because you had to actually be there. Whereas this one, at least was on TV. You could be comfortable, and just pull up. And,
Yeah.
Leighton, your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, as much as we're bagging Frampton, I think he was the worst player on the ground.
Yay.
You wait till we get to the Facebook comments and it'll tell a different story.
Oh, God.
It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, it was hard to watch. I think the whole game was summed up by the last 10 seconds with Jimmy Rowe hitting the post when I thought we were going to avoid breaking a record.
And I need to ask, Jeff Albertson channel, any highlights that you were able to drag out of that one?
No.
Or was it just the intro and the outro?
It was the Schellenberg goal and that was it.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one on the run.
Yeah, I didn't even bother with the highlights this week.
Good boy.
And he was our best by a country mile. So before you give your votes, I don't want to tell you who to vote for, but this time I am.
Oh,
3 votes.
Okay.
okay.
The wax strips are getting bigger the more you argue with us.
I'm warming him up now.
Now, let's go back to selections, though, because obviously everyone was screaming at the fact that Frampton had stayed in the game after shitting the bed last week.
The big frump.
Yeah, but we had Walker and Brown as 4 stouts, but we brought in the Berg, and then he came out with just CBFness on Friday. He just woke up. Full of city boys. And you have to get COVID tested. All right. And Murphy, because Cromania was overstocked. So, Damon, what were your thoughts on the selections? And I know this was discussed on Wednesday Night Live as well, Wednesday 7:30. What was some of the things that were thought about on Wednesday Night Live? Did that transpose onto
the number one thing was don't pick Frampton again, but we won't dwell on him because Elodie, you're right. Like it feels like if we do this again this week, it's been 2 weeks of just talking about the same player. But the big thing was people wanted Fogarty in, I think, because of the investment of time into him that we need to put in. I think most people, I was certainly shocked to see Himmelberg coming into the team.
Yeah.
Because how tall do you want this forward line to be, Nixie? But he was probably looking at it going, roof closed, fast Eddie head deck. Let's just try to outcompete them in the air. Let's try something different maybe. And I don't think it's a bad move every now and then giving Fogarty another run in the twos. I really don't, because he has been everyone's talking about long term and he was stringing games together. He's been drifting out of games a lot. I still think he needs to find something in his tank. We'll talk about a highlight a little bit later of him getting decked by a potential number 1 draftee a little bit later at Victor Harbour. But, he looks like he played a little bit more on the ball for the SANFL, so he's building his tank. That's a good thing. I don't think selection lost it for us. I think we just got belted, if I'm real honest with you. We had goal scorers in the team, and Frampton was probably one of our best. Honestly, weirdly, he got up the ground. He attempted marks. None of them stuck. He botched a couple of goals, but he kicked.
Hang on. Everyone on the count of 3, collective whoa. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa.
He kicked 2 behinds. He should have kicked 2 goals for the game.
Frampton was one of the best. Oh, whoa.
He was
it's only because I don't have a wall sound effect. On fucking awesome. Anyway, sorry, continue. Dave.
No, I'm just like, he kicked 2 behinds that should have been 2 goals. So if he kicked those 2 goals, we would have been talking about the making of Frampton all of a sudden.
He also dropped a very simple uncontested chest mark.
Right in the basket.
That's confidence. This kid's got no confidence right now. He's got no faith in his abilities, but he's
got faith in tuning a canary yellow BT1.
He'd want to, doesn't he? He'd want to because he might be doing a lot of that next year.
I also like them throwing him in defence. I reckon he was all right in defence as well. I think maybe if he has some more practice of that, it might be a role change for him because I think we're pretty stocked for tall forwards at the moment.
Yep,
so
definitely,
we've got no centre half.
Whereas Tarly is out at the moment, so obviously we're probably missing a tall back, but he's still young. So
I think you've got to, and this is the last I was saying it too, but I think I'm really loving and respecting Nixie's approach to this as well because he's looking at. It feels like he's looking less at a missing piece of the Crows puzzle. We good?
Yep.
We're looking less at like a missing piece of the puzzle in terms of, we've got to get Frampton to work or else we'll never win games. It feels like he's looking more at a kid who's struggling with confidence and form and how do I nurse him back into it, which is admirable. You'd want him to do that with any other player if we saw potential in it. We don't see potential in Frampton, so we get frustrated with him keep getting picked and the faith being shown in him. So I reckon I like what I'm seeing out of Nix in regard to Frampton and his patience because I'd want him to apply that to any other gun player, good, bad, or indifferent. I see a lot of good coaching coming out of this.
But we got him for nothing as well.
Exactly.
Like, everyone's saying we should delist him. Like,
why?
We got him for literally 0.
Exactly.
Like, it's not costing us anything.
No. Keep him in the SANFL as really good depth and score his goals in the SANFL. If that's what he turns into, that's fine. No
Just
one
like
should be.
Paholke.
Yeah.
Wait.
Awkward. Yeah, I don't know. He's I was fortunate enough to not get to watch all of the game because I was at work. So I watched bits and pieces and I saw the last quarter. But then when I had a look later, I was looking at Frampton's heat map because I had nothing better to do. And it did seem like he did get more of his touches in the back line than up forward. Like I saw everyone whinging like, oh, he hasn't kicked any goals. And it's like, well, was he even playing up? I don't know. I didn't watch the whole game, but was he even playing up
For a lot of the second half, he was thrown down as loose man in defence.
Yeah.
He was better in defence than he was up forward.
Yep.
And the guys, he's played less than half of the amount of AFL as Fogarty's played, surprisingly. That kind of surprised me when I saw that.
There was something that you floated on Twitter as well.
Yes.
That we need to talk about the comparisons between Frampton and Fogarty.
Yeah. What did I say? I can't even remember.
Let me grab that in a second, but what...
Did we talk about this last week? Is this how he gets unfairly bashed?
Oh, yeah, no, I just weirdly, I was just looking through stats because I like stats. And I found that last year, Frampton actually averaged more goals, more disposals, and more marks than Fogarty in the games they played.
Was that in the AFL or the
In
SANFL?
the AFL, yeah. That's what everyone's asking. Everyone's it's in the SANFL. No, in the AFL.
Now,
How many did you actually play in the AFL though?
Frampton, I think he played 6 or 7 and Fog played 10, I think. So slightly different sample sizes.
Here is what Smellity said on Twitter.
Oh, this is weird hearing my words in your voice.
Is anyone else a little sick of the dramatics of Frampton being the worst problem for the Crows? The worst problem the Crows have, and Fogarty being the saviour who is being unfairly not selected. I swear this narrative has played out for 2+ years. Second tweet. No disrespect to Fog, but he has been on the list for 4 years. He's played over double the amount of AFL games as Frampton. What does he have to show for it other than a ridiculously good set shot? A goal a game averaging as a key forward? I'm just not buying into it. And also to add, I know it's been a bit of a shocking year for Frampton, but last year he averaged more goals, disposals, and marks than Fogarty. Shrug emoji. And that was Smellity.
It sounded so much nicer coming from your voice.
I'll ham it up next time.
But either way, I'm kind of sick of talking about friends.
My favourite is just the replies are so polarising.
I know.
So we got Brie Boy 1973 saying, a little, let's say Phineas Fogg gets a game performance fully and then what? And then APR 2311 says, 100%. Just agreeing with you.
Yeah,
and thus ended
the
polarisation.
I just like to annoy people on Twitter.
Is there anyone else that jumped out at you from their stats on Friday night?
Let me see.
Are we looking at the bottom end of the pool or the top end of the pool?
No, I mentioned in our chat before about Jake Kelly.
I walked you right into this.
Oh, okay, because like I said, didn't watch all of the game, but he played 100% of game time, which is cool. Wow. That's the stat. 19 touches with 95% disposal efficiency. 18 of those were kicks. So that's pretty impressive.
That is impressive.
12 marks, 3 tackles.
And there lies the problem. And so stats lie. Those stats would suggest
that problem was so bad a semi-trailer just slammed those.
Those stats would suggest he had an okay game. You look at his stats. So he had 19 touches, 18 of them were kicks, and he had 296 metres gained. So that's what, 17 metres average a kick, and he marked the ball, 12 times? So it's literally just chipping backwards and forwards around the back lines. He's not doing anything with the ball.
That first quarter was literally, and like I said before, Neil Craig throwback because he was chipping it. It was uncontested possession.
It must have been something
padding.
Yeah,
it's literally padding. That's all it is.
Yeah, that's why when I had a look at the team stats, and it obviously was a very kicking and marking game, which I did see from the parts that I saw.
Like most games. That's footy.
No.
Bit of kicky-catchy happening.
Well, we had over... You kicked the ball and you marked the ball. We had over double the amount of marks as we took in last week's game is what I'm getting at. So, very, very, kicking mark rather than contested ball. It was very kick. Kicking and catching.
Kickycatchy.
Yeah.
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 All right. Thoughts on any other stats? I just looked down and see Luke Pedler did sweet fuck all. 73% time on ground as well. Tom Duday, what were you doing? Only 23%. No, I'm kidding.
Let's talk about that because
there was some not only courageous, but some have said stupid, unrealistic. Even Nixie in the post game. Mitch, what were your thoughts on the bad acca manners from Doodoo?
I honestly think that he obviously affected the contest.
Yeah.
It was courageous. I don't think it was stupid. I think any AFL player with balls would do that. To be honest, it's probably unlucky that it was more a flat kick, and Tipper obviously wasn't perched. He was running full power, ready to take a mark on the lead.
They're both going pretty
they're
fast.
both pretty much flat out. I think it was just a footy accident as it happens. Dude, 3 weeks off on the sidelines for that footy accident, I think, like Mackay. So
yeah, that's right, Golden Boy.
I think it's unfair to ever knock anyone for going hard at the football.
Yeah, they were doing it on the coverage, like speaking about it most of the game. It was
especially in a day and age where everyone's saying, they don't know whether they should bump or whether they should tackle, and then you've got a bloke going back with the footy full pelt, and all of a sudden they're calling him stupid. Like, you can't have it both ways.
There's everyone's terrified because of concussion, so that's probably where a lot of that comes from.
Yes,
but you're right in the sense that sets a pretty clear tone as to where you do put your body at risk.
Yes,
so you put your head over the ball to get the footy, and someone hits you in the head. That's not okay. Everyone knows that. If you choose to bump like Dangerfield did, run past the fly of the ball, leave the ground, that's not okay. Duday showing a genuine effort to affect the contest should always be okay, because 9 out of 10 times he doesn't get hit. He gets a fingertip to the ball and they just miss.
And if he does, he gets hit in the shoulder?
Yeah.
Like what, to hip and shoulder? Yes, he may land on his backside and he wins himself, but he's not going to get knocked out. You'd rather see a player go full pelt at the footy, because when you're 50-50 and you're going half at it, that's when you're going to get cleaned up.
Let's seriously ask this. How many of these commentators, these commentary heroes, would have been knocking the shit out of him if he pulled out of that contest?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, how quickly would that have turned?
Like a couple of years ago when Taylor Walker put one hand up going for a mark.
Yep.
Where he didn't even go and try and compete for a mark. Well,
that was against West Coast or something, wasn't it?
Yep.
But there was also, wasn't it Nick Rewalt at the quarter-time break or half-time break was saying that Dudo was foolish for going back at the flight?
He can talk.
Yeah, exactly. Because there was that game against the Saints where he cleaned someone up something fierce. And
playing for the Saints, he took one of the greatest marks in living memory, running back with the flight of ball at the SCG. Yeah.
But at the same time, potential for injury there. People, it pulled it off. But if he didn't make that one, how would he feel if people were saying the same thing about him?
Yeah.
And the similarity between those two contests is, credit to Rewalt, he went as hard as possible at the football then.
Yep.
If he was only half-hearted and if for whatever reason, I know it's all hypothetical, but he got kneed in the head and he was out for 10 weeks going back like that, and a guy's cracked him in the face with a knee, then it's a completely different story.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
Bad.
But yes, good to see that Tipper reached out to Duday after the game. He did put a tweet out and he just said he's a bit sore, but apart from that, he'll be fine.
Yep. Good on him.
Good.
Speaking of Duday, what were your thoughts on his replacement? Davis.
Yeah. Why did we throw him down back?
I don't know why he was...
I think we were trying to put everyone down back.
I think so, yeah, you're right. But
the floodgates are open.
There was a point I was literally asking myself, Davis is on the field now. What's he doing? Where's he going to be? And then I see an Essendon bloke take a mark on a pretty easy chest out lead, and it pans out, and there's Davis standing 10 metres behind him, putting his arms up, and you go, right, that's why he's been ineffective. Like, if he's going to come on, shuffle it around a little bit like Nixie loves to do, and let him play in the forward pocket.
Yeah.
He might have actually, he might have provided a spark or something up there. As it is, that could be the last game he plays with the Adelaide Crows, and it's going to be a pretty ineffective one.
Thoughts on any of the other players? I know Rob had 40 hitouts.
I reckon shout out to Harry Schoenberg.
Yep.
I reckon him tagging the hottest player in the comp
Yeah,
at the moment.
Mm.
0 touches
Awesome
in the
job.
fourth quarter.
First
Yeah.
time.
Also had
that's
what
good.
20 himself as well.
Yep.
Absolutely nuts. And I love his social media antics as well. He's a good guy.
He's got a decent bob of hair as well.
But bob of hair.
Yeah,
hey?
Bob.
You just want to see one kind of shining light in a game like that, and Schoenberg definitely provided that, even if it meant that Merritt could just run around and do what he wanted.
I'm glad that
I think if we tag Merritt, Paris should have done
Exactly
whatever he
right.
wanted.
Yeah.
So,
Pick your poison.
I'm glad that McKay got his 14 touches.
yes.
14.
How many Ks did he run? Was it 14?
I don't know.
Minimum.
But I think there was a nomination for the McKay Award. I think it was Thilthorpe again. Yeah, 14.7 Ks for 8 touches.
Oh,
Gee whiz.
Working hard for those touches.
That's a lot of running. But diddly. Do you reckon it's time to give Thrillhouse a break?
maybe a
Tex comes
rest.
back.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the ins and outs possibly for our upcoming game. We'll get to our predictions later on. But who do we see coming out?
Dude.
Good insight there, Leighton.
All right.
You're
Dude
welcome.
out.
For who? Worrell?
Fisher Mackesy.
Mackesy.
Yeah?
He's got to get a
Just-
shot at some point this year.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, we need to get the fish in, I reckon. About time.
Put the big fish
And we're
in.
also going to replace him. We're going to send Frampton full back. Like with that glimpse in the second half.
Yeah.
And who else as well? Anyone else down the list that you see? Do you want to drag Chase Jones just as a whipping boy, or
I want to bring Tariq Nurchurch in.
for who?
Anyone. I don't care. Pick one.
For Rob?
McHenry? Maybe McHenry?
He did only have 4 touches on the weekend.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I reckon Berry as well.
Barry, Pedler, get rid of all of them. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Pedler looked a bit lost too.
I think with it's being West Coast, we're probably going to need a tallish forward line, obviously. So
Mhm.
is Tex due to come back, or is he multiple weeks?
Well, apparently they were waiting a second opinion, which hasn't come back. So there you go.
I think
We're still waiting.
we've got to bring 10-goal Tommy in, surely.
Yeah, would he have 27 touches and a couple of goals?
Yeah, but he's not part of the future.
But
So,
10-goal
Neither is
Tommy.
David McKay.
Not
But he's
as
still
Billy
held down the
Yeah.
game.
The difference being, though, is that I don't think we've got anyone that can do what McKay does, but we've got Fogarty who should be doing what Lynch does. If that
Yeah.
makes
But
sense.
he's not.
He's not. I know, but like you give him opportunities to have a crack and see if he can.
And do you think we'll learn from the last game we played against West Coast and put a bit taller in the back line?
Hopefully. And that's why I'd love Fisher
Yes.
Mackesy to come in.
Yeah.
Just see him run and jump at the footy.
Now, time for some feedback from the listeners as well. And Cream, you got Facebook ready to roll, my man?
But you got to omit all the ones with Frampton in it.
Yeah, well, there's 56 comments, so apologies in
Uh-oh.
advance. I'm not getting all of you.
You
But
might only read 2.
talk about a speed read. We'll get through as many as we can. You know what? Do you want to start a timer, Pete, on your phone? We'll get through 4 minutes, see how many we can get through.
Why are we timing everything?
No,
this time?
we're not timing
Okay,
anything.
great. Aaron Moyne, Thilthorpe needs to go back and do some more work in the twos. Do some more work in the twos, I reckon.
All right.
Christy Bainish, poor selection this week. A forward line of babies was always going to end badly. We pick ourselves up and move on. Colin Thornhill said, put us back to 12:40 Sunday, please.
I like that.
Rob Pratt, if you are looking at our up-and-coming draft, what position would you be looking at to take? Oh, well, come on.
Yeah, come on, mate.
That's not
Yeah,
a
what are you
response to a
talking
game.
about? That's not a response.
Kieran Barrett, it's all Tex's fault for not playing. Would have won by heaps with him.
Well, if he can't turn his neck, what's the point?
Julie.
I reckon it's Himmelberg's fault, to be honest.
Yeah, with you. Did you get a 6 certificate?
You're not getting paid for this
Yeah.
week.
And it's a Friday as well.
Julie Korst said it was excruciating to watch if there was a game plan that failed early but didn't change. We needed Fog up forward. At least he can kick straight and is a big body. The only thing to take from this game was don't count on a premiership anytime soon.
I don't think anyone's thinking
Nah.
there's a premiership anytime soon.
Also,
you
have
know?
one this year.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
definitely
that's
get a
right,
run.
Yeah, after round 1. I was up and about. You done to me.
Nathan Davies Green. Why on earth we keep playing Berry and Schoenberg forward, I have no idea. Both midfield balls barely going to any centre bounces. Obligatory Frampton comment, please get him out. Simon Wegner. How many times does Frampton have to prove he's not up to the level? Why are Berry and Rowe still getting a game? It feels like we were playing at least 3 players short last night, and Sloan is an absolute trooper and I love him, but he doesn't have the impact of every other team's gun mids anymore.
Let's just be clear about something. Rowe's going to look crap if there's no inside 50s.
Yeah. And when they're chipping around the back line with Kelly for half an hour before they get it up forward.
He's not going to kick a goal from 150 metres out. Like, it's not going to happen.
Well, he should.
Big tall.
And we know he's on a quick burst, and he's there. He seems like he's got time when he gets the ball. He does. He's a good user.
Yeah.
I like him when he gets the ball.
And he's still fairly young as well.
Yeah.
And to jump in and defend Berry here, we drafted him last year.
Yeah.
This is his first year and he's being asked to play at a high half forward rotating midfield role. It's a tough job that he's trying to do. He's playing undersized against most other defenders.
Okay.
Leave him alone.
Like Mark's, let's just go through the stats here. Mark's inside 50. Essendon 13. Crom 2. Tackles inside 50. Essendon 20. Crom 3.
3. Tex had more against that game against Sydney.
Exactly. That's bad. Centre clearances, Essendon 9, Crom 6. That's right. Rebound 50s, Essendon 28, Adelaide 48. That's because it kept going in. So that's like comments like that are just, okay, there's not going to be a premiership anytime. So what are you going to do? Just not engage at all? You're just going to ignore everything about the Crows?
I say they should. And then if we do win a flag or play finals, they're not allowed back.
Yeah.
Now,
you're not allowed on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
You dog.
Now, this may be my favourite comment of the year.
Wow.
Nathan Schwartz. The selection pretty much set the tone. Went in with midgets and a bloke that couldn't grab his own dick to piss in the urinal in the forward line. Time to start rewarding players for performance. Showy was bloody brilliant.
Wow.
All right.
Take a bow, mate. That's my kind of fucking comment.
That's my kind of fucking comment.
I pissed it the first time round. Now tell me.
He urinated his pants.
Now tell me, how do we say this young lady's first name? Is it Sean? Sean Marie Davies. She's a top fan. Highly agree with this too.
And Patreon as well. Shout out to you, mate.
High five to Schoenberg, 20 disposals, 4 clearances and a goal, plus kept Paris to 19 when he averages 32 a game. Argument for best on for the Crom tonight. As for the rest of it, it fucking sucked. Rob Wright, Tex missing hurt us bad. Himmelberg unavailable all of a sudden hurt our forward line worse. Debatable. Then Dudes goes down and we try and replace down back with a guy like Ben Davis. All that and we still do the same old blaze away.
He's the medical sub.
Yeah.
He's the medical sub. What else are you going to do? It's,
play him where he belongs. Like, there's got to be someone else could have played down back.
Surely.
Oh, no,
Surely.
I know that. But at the same time, if it's, if there's...
I'll think of someone.
If Nixie went in at halftime, it's like, boys, do we want to play? Nah. Fucking, all right. Just throw a magnet.
They should have. Why wasn't Tom Lynch medical sub? Was he not injured enough to be there?
He's still
Thank
got
God the injury was in the first quarter. He could have been ready by the fourth.
Just all that, and we still do the same old blaze away into our forward half bullshit like always. Ever considered kicking out in front of a bloke?
No.
Shaheen Marty, as always, good comment. Our percentage is very good. Also, how did Frompton get 11 marks?
Oh.
He played down back. Tracy Loveridge channeling her inner Elodie. Can everyone shut the fuck up about Frampton? We get it. If they knew anything about footy, they'd have more to say. James Payne, top
guys.
fan. As the saying goes, if you've got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. I think it means don't say anything at all.
Don't say nothing.
We appreciate the sentiment, mate. We get what you mean.
Jamie Caddy said, think it might be worth getting the checkbook out and going after some experience. Need a key forward and a midfielder. Looks good down back if Talia slots back down there. Too many young kids running around, but when do you draw the line?
What the fuck do you want? So we're going to do the Carlton thing and pay people under the table with our cardboard money.
Let's get Sean Berg going.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I heard Josh Kennedy's thinking about retiring. Maybe that's a good key forward we can get.
Yeah, the retired ones.
Beautiful.
Yeah, retired ones.
Brilliant.
All right, two more. Tommy Foreman said Friday night, big stage, prime time, and folded like a cheap suit. This game has set us back years and sent a clear message to the AFL to assume the position and please schedule us in for the awkward 4 p.m. Sunday games
Hang on. What the fuck was 2020?
Yeah.
We had a whole year of that.
Exactly.
I'm surprised we got a Friday night game.
Yeah, exactly. I remember when they said I was like, really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Are you sure? Is that a typo?
I think our brand of footy deserves to play prime time every now and again, but
Yeah.
obviously we're looking at there, we had 14 kids under 50 games compared to Essendon's.
It's growing
9.
every week.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. You're going to have games where the kids just don't do anything. It's just
Can I say,
kids.
sorry to cut you off there, Mitch, but for everyone shouting, just play the kids, this is what just playing the kids looks like.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're doing.
In the words of the Italian coach, and I can't remember what he
What
said,
do they
sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit. That's what it's like for watching this team. It's just...
Exactly. You don't know what you're going to get. And that guy, what did he say? It's going to set us back 10 years? Years. If every game like that sets us back years, we must be in like 1800s or something.
England will win the Euros before we win.
Jenny Kuipert said, Nick's blaming the player. What has he done for this club since being the coach except run it into the dirt? Nick's needs to go. And a lot of the new players get someone in there that can actually pick talent and a coach.
This is the guy who didn't like Blighty
Clearly.
No, this
after
is
the
Jenny.
first premiership.
Is this the guy that wanted the app to change the players around mid-game? Or?
I'm still calling for that, by the way. Leighton, get on it. I want that.
You want to change Ben Davis straight away.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
The insight from that, so she's blaming Nixie for the camp, for all of the mental anguish that these players have gone through before he was even there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then COVID hits, and then you're at a crappy club where you've got this international pandemic and everything's going to shit. It's Nixie's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. He started COVID, didn't you hear?
Oh, that's right. They saw him coming,
Yeah.
you know.
Never trust the bold man.
Yeah. They saw him with a pangaloid.
He came from Port with his insider.
Oh.
That's what it is,
He kept dropping vials everywhere. Oh no, what was that? Yeah.
He just kept biting the heads off bats, meatloaf style, and leaving them around the change room.
And last but not least, Scott Whitaker wasn't sure if that was our game tonight or Essendon had an open training session for all to watch. But I have to say that to get to round 17 and have only 2 games like this, GWS and now this one to this point is pretty good, as I thought we would have had a handful more.
That's well done.
Sensible.
Finish on that note.
All right. And over to Twitter where everyone's fair and balanced.
Oh, yeah. Was that Facebook? I thought that was Twitter.
Yeah,
it's going to get worse.
You're going to get some Twitter nuffies. The worst kind of social media.
Here we go. We've got Liam at SmellyMinge69 says,
I rest my case.
go play, have some drafting to do. Chris Fitzgerald at Chris FI 28994382 says, poor selection and our list has a long way to go. Fact that Marion Frampton player Mackesy and Fogg don't is really bizarre considering recent contract extensions. Oh my God. If you don't rate him, don't re-sign him. Okay. Level-headed person Sophie _Damon, you legend, says was lost at selection, didn't feel anything watching it. Hope there's some performance in the SANFL. Seed and Schoenberg were good though. Query all less bad. Yeah, fair point. Need to be more subtle with the whole tanking thing. Good. We've got at Gabe Lord who says we don't have a forward line or much of a midfield. Thank you very much. We got Casey Guthrie says our kicking was accurate if we were aiming at the posts. Okay.
Yes. Which posts?
Yeah, exactly. At Builtway Aussie says a fucking miserable embarrassment of a clown show starting at the selection table. Don't worry about dropping players to the seconds. Need to delist at least 4 from tonight alone. D-list 4.
Jeez.
Marching orders.
Wow.
Midway through the
List
season.
for Essendon style.
Now this is the bloke who was calling for the app.
Okay, we've got Rodney Dangerfield. Dangerfield 182 said, Flaccid Crom, will we ever harden it up? I think he's saying that we're having erectile dysfunction issue. At Comrade Cluzzy says, Frampton was actually somewhat okay and Schoenberg did a fantastic job tagging Parrish. Other than that, our injuries annihilated us. We kept kicking high and long, and for some reason, despite having a short forward line, made up mostly by young midfielders. APR 2311 says, I have 2 words. Jason Horn, you know what to do. And then tags Adelaide FC. Danny Brown, it's Danny Brown. She's a Bomber supporter. She said, haha, go Bomb. Jackson Williams said, give me a Cook or New Church debut over Frampton any day of the week. Like what I saw from Schoenberg Go Crom.
Cook had another good game on the weekend as well, just quietly.
Yep.
Justin K says, why was the Fog not playing? Well, because he wasn't selected. Pete Nash says, sat behind the goals in level 3. Beryl and Cecil turned up 5 minutes into the first quarter and sat next to me. Cecil then goes to get a couple of beers at quarter time, then spills a full one all over my leg and shoe during the second quarter, ... Then they left at half time, never to be seen again.
Well, that can be a positive.
Yeah, let's look for the silver linings in that story. He left.
Yeah, didn't come back.
We got Michael Lewis who says, Frampton was good, but Frampson had a shocker. Doggone it at Squizzy36 says, it's easy. There are some great players in the group, brilliant players, but Nix is not getting the best out of them. So we get someone in who can.
Oh.
Is that our second or third saying Nixie out?
Yeah.
Kill.
Andrew Shack, that Shakty73 says, just a non-event, was strange at selection again, tried to play to not get slaughtered, got slaughtered anyway. +1 to Schoenberg around the ball, shut down Parrish and won his own, more midfield time for him. And finally we have Thomas Heard a Friend, at Heard a Friend. Bring the Fog back. Get Billy fucking garbage Frampton out of West Lakes. Give her a couple of weeks in the snaffle. Bad game, but this is a young team with a bright future. So it's a bright future, but get those fucking kids
rid of all
out.
the kids. It's always exhausting, isn't it? Reading through those comments.
Well, sorry. The one that threw me off was, of course, Smelly Minge 69.
Where's Bukaki been lately?
Yeah, where is Bukaki? I'll just tweet him now.
Just Google Bukaki.
What's the worst going to say? Where are you, fam? All right, so Bungie Medal votes. We've done the injury update as well, where we've talked about Duday as well. Has there been any update on Brown coming back?
He's just got Achilles soreness, so I think they're just going to try and manage it. Or
So that's different to Achilles awareness.
first he knows where it is, right? Now it's sore.
Where's your Achilles, Luke?
Yeah, point to it for me. Okay, good.
Good boy.
Good boy. He's a tracker.
All right,
Yeah.
so I should play.
Now,
On your map. Get it. Do the Kickycatchy.
there was talk about him possibly going in for surgery, and like Wednesday Night Live was a lot of talk about whether or not we just throw him in for surgery or nurse him through it. Have you got anything on that, Ben?
The official update at the moment is he's a test.
Oh, brilliant.
Cool.
On all the players test.
That's always baffled me. It's like, don't you check to see if they're available every week, injured or no? Like,
Okay. So, are we doing our best on ground votes?
Yes, we are. So 3, 2, 1. Cream.
You want me to give all 3 people or just
Let's
one?
do
Do it,
it.
because it takes you that fucking long. innit?
Oh, bullshit. I already told you. I already told you Schoenberg got 3. He was best on ground for us.
Are we going to do collectively Schoenberg?
Yeah.
Is everyone in agreement on that one?
Yep.
Yes?
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Schoenberg, 3. Congratulations, sir.
Okay. 2 to Brodie Smith.
Okay.
And 1 to... Who cares? Rory Laird.
God. Feel myself aging.
Rory Laird.
Great.
Lovely. Elodie.
Me?
Hello.
I'm giving 3, 2, and 1 to Frampton. I don't.
3, 2, and 1.
Yeah.
You just said it was a collective 3 to Schoenberg.
I just didn't even watch enough of the game to really know or care. I'm very sorry, but I'm giving them all to Frampton. Leighton?
Cool.
I'll give 2 to Sleevesman, just for the sleeves. And
God, it looked good when he was walking out, didn't it?
Oh,
yes.
Oh.
And 1 to Keys.
I thought you were going to say that. I was thinking about him, but he gave 4 frees away to no frees 4. And he had 6 clangers. So I was like,
Yeah, so shut up, Leighton.
So did Brodie Smith, though.
Yeah, but the difference is Brody Smith with his possession. He's very attacking with his possessions, whereas Ben Keith
so
gets
is
a little
Keith.
bit. Not really.
It's just punching on.
Damon, you're up.
Okay. I'll go for 2 for Laird, and 1 I'm going to go with Nick Murray. 7 marks, 4 rebound 50s.
You don't have to justify it.
3 tackles.
We believe you.
We're not going to let him interrupt you. Sorry. Benny Mac, who you got, mate?
Yeah, I echo that sentiment, actually. I think Nick Murray for the 2 for me and Seed with the 1.
And then, I'm going to 2 for the Seed, and I'll give 1 to Butsy. I reckon he kept Cooker dead quiet.
He did, yeah.
I reckon he's been a bit of a shining light this year, Butsy.
Yeah, definitely.
I hate Hooker when he gets up and about too.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't get up and about. Because he would have been pushing all the kids around.
Yeah.
That's the kind of bloke he is.
Smackable face.
Fucking dick.
Yeah, real
Really
smackable
smackable
face. Yeah. When he gets up in your face after his kick, you just want to build.
Yeah, when they're 50 points up
Like that.
normally too.
Yeah.
Flag. I'm going to give 2 to Keys, and I'm going to agree with Jordan Butts as well for 1. All right, who got a message?
Read it out loud.
It was Nixie. He's fired.
After comments on social media. I'm out. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Now, next up, we've got Beryl and Cecil of the week. Benny Mac, my man, who do you have and what have they done, my boy?
It's a sort of Beryl and Cecil. Couldn't find too many, but we've got Dylan spelt with 2 L's. Should we focus on the draft this year or consider hitting the trade period hard? So there's a little Captain Obvious and sort of a lot of things and a lot of people he wants to go for here. I would focus on nabbing Lukosius and Rankin with follow-ups on Hollands. Keep an eye on Dylan Stevens this year as well and hope to get Jordan Dawson too.
Yeah, we'll
I have
have
a feeling
everyone.
he'll stay with Sydney. I rate Horn the highest this year. Roberts and Draper are good prospects as well. Grab our NGA in the draft as well. Thoughts? We're doing a lot this off-season is what I'm getting from this.
I think he just copied and pasted from the trade article for the Crows.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Any free agent, we'll go for him. Get him.
Oh, at least
Did
he's
he
got-
really say Hollands?
We don't need Rankin.
No.
No.
At least,
Agree.
at least this guy's got ideas. Nick's out, Dylan with 2 L's in.
I'd take Lukosius in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
but
Lukosh, I don't really care about Rankin.
No, me
I
either.
think we've got enough of him in our team at the moment.
to me, he should be showing more.
Yeah.
Even if it's at Gold Coast.
I reckon if he's back home, he'll show
But
more.
also, Sam Walsh,
Yeah.
Get him in.
Yes, please.
Should we get Buddy?
Sam Walsh is
I'd bring in Buddy. Yeah.
Sam Walsh is worth $900K a year already.
Yeah.
What about Jafar Ugly made him or whatever his name
Oh.
For every nuffy out there talking about his future with the Bulldogs, like get a new angle. My God, it's ridiculous.
He came out last week and said that it was complete rubbish as well, didn't he? I think.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
about the statement.
because it is complete rubbish. It's just
but
hack
when a
journalism.
coach is under fire, they always have full support of the board.
Oh,
Just saying.
arrogant.
That was the most anticlimactic debut you've ever seen, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
'cause
compared
he-
to the hype, definitely.
It was triple M
Just
before
so
the game.
many
We just-
almost things. Like he touched the ball a couple of times and they were ready to tee off.
And Mia Favola was there with
Ah.
Daddy.
Yeah, with Daddy in the stands.
I saw somewhere about the number 1 draft picks
Yeah.
debuts are always shit.
Always garbage.
And I guess it's because of not because,
They're
but
only-
there's so much hype around it that everyone expects so much. And,
And
it's,
most of the time since 2000, I think only 3 games the team with the number 1 draft pick have won.
Of course, because
Yeah.
they had to finish bottom to get the number one pick.
But I think also,
Checks out.
wouldn't this be the first time a number 1 draft pick has played when their team is number 1 on the ladder?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think you might be right.
I
'cause
think, that was the first Swamp thing.
Oh,
was it?
Right, Leighton?
Oh,
Yeah, like
Thank you, lady.
I'll confirm that.
I'll go into my Excel spreadsheet. Sorry, I'll have a look. It may have been a Swamp.
Last person, I think, number 1 to kick a goal on debut was Tom Boyd or Patton, one of those. That's how long ago it was.
Jeez.
Yeah.
There you
Big
go.
forwards just don't. They take time.
They do. And it's just because it's newsworthy and because he's at a club on the rise at the moment and there was a story around his drafting, there's a story around his girlfriend, there's a story everywhere you look. So let's just make up a few more stories too just to keep it interesting. It's hack journalism. So are we going to pad for Pete while he's eating a curly whirly?
Fucking I'll put cream on it. Oh no.
Cream's just like he lives in a bloody cave. Is just poured the curly whirlies onto the floor and then is handing them to me from the floor.
I can add a little bit here. I found
If
something.
I rummage through the packet, it's all you'll be able to hear through the mic.
Put them on the table.
I rest my case. You ready?
Well, put them on the table and let Ben pad.
So yeah, I'll just pad with some stats that I found in the forum just a moment ago with Julian here with a nice comment saying, why does everyone bash Ben Keys' disposal efficiency so much? Directly compared to one of the Brownlow favourites in Christian Petrarca.
Oh, not this thing.
He actually averages 65% disposal efficiency. He doesn't want to hear it.
He's bullshit.
Petrarca averages 62% disposal efficiency, where Keys averages 65%. And I know Petrarca's a lot better before you even say it. But it raises a good point. Discuss.
Yes.
No, discuss. Oh, good.
Okay, so what? He goes at what? 60%?
65, yeah.
Yeah, and what does Petrarca go at?
62.
Petrarca is a completely different player. He's an actual ball at a gate. Like he can change a game with 2 or 3 touches. Keys is not that player.
Petrarca is
I just want to point out that
He can burst through a pack and kick a goal from 50
yeah,
like that.
he's a goal kicker.
Players with 20 plus disposals, 10 plus tackles, 7 plus clearances, and 1 goal in a game. Ben Keys is on that list, and Piss Farter isn't. Just saying.
What was the say it again?
20 plus disposals,
Yep.
10 plus tackles, 7 plus clearances, and a goal.
It's because Petrarca's not the tackler in the team.
I've got it.
He's not,
Aren't they all tacklers?
he's not the tackler in the midfield. That's Viney. That's Oliver.
So
Petrarca's the kind
So what? The ball goes by him and he does a Rory Atkins like, whoop.
He's banned from tackling.
Some
Health and safety.
Some midfielders are known for tackling more than others. Take Sam Berry as a prime example.
Who needs to be dropped.
I
And play the
weirdly,
kids.
I weirdly kind of side with Cream on this. Just even though I'm a big stats person, stats do lie sometimes. And if you've seen Petrarca play, which I have quite a few times this season, I don't know if anyone else watched much of Melbourne, but yeah, he's a gun.
One stat that does swing Benny Keys' way is he's liked one of my tweets before, though. So
There you
that's
go.
good stuff.
came this afternoon. So Petrarca, get on
And
board.
while we're giving Petrarca some man love, even though that wasn't the objective, just want to say, I'm just really glad to see how good of a player he is after he did his ACL when he came into the league. I thought it might have fucking ruined him like that Anthony Morabito bloke out of Freo who did like 4 of them.
Yeah.
But
Do you know,
good to see he reached his potential.
not to derail the whole pod with this, but
Yes.
I worked with one of the Menzels back in the day, elder brother of, and he was telling me that when Daniel was coming through, he said that he thought Morabito was the best kid in that draft. He said he's best pure footballer in that draft. And yeah, when the knees happened, it's like we'll never appreciate how good a footballer that kid was going to be.
Okay. Next.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, live update on the Eagles and Kangaroos game. It's high scoring, third quarter, midway through, 28 apiece.
Hey!
Calm North.
And is Dwayne Russell on the commentary?
I hope not.
Crazy.
I'm not even watching it, but I hope not.
Oh, God. We had Billy of the Ball on the weekend as well. Now, some more news as well. We had Nick Murray signing for 2 years and Will signing for 2 years as well. And Mismatch have done some Adelaide Crows mid-strength beers.
What's the review, P? You picked up a case?
It tastes like that Crows have more top 8 wins than Port do. Yeah, fucks. Fucks. Yeah, it tastes like beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, get around it.
But it's got the Crows colours.
It's got hoppy undertones. I like fucking
Just make a crisp sound when you open the can.
Yeah.
When you open it as they play the kids.
No, you open it up and it just says, oh! Or quiet. Don't spill my tea. Anyway,
I've actually got a 6-pack for all of you guys. Well, a 6-pack for you guys on Friday night.
I thought you were about to say,
Okay.
right here.
Yuck.
Anyway, next up is SANFL did a day trip, not to Bangalore, to Victor, and South getting up over the Crows by 17 points. And Strawn, only 33 hitouts, which is just plain old lazy. Kelly, your thoughts?
Would this be the first week, probably all year, that Rob's got more hitouts than Strawn, you reckon?
Oh my god! How did that
I have
happen?
to get back on that, but yeah.
We had the lowest scoring game, like the worst game of the year, and Rob's.
I know, right?
Rob's just hamming it up. It's like, yeah, stop him, yeah. Who's in the ruck? McDonald Tipperwoody, our gay boy.
Firstly, Victor Harbour, surely the home of the Beryl and Cecil. Like, that place is just
yes.
a retirement village.
Boomer City.
Love it.
Isn't there a place called Boomer Beach out there? I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah, there is.
Let me have a look.
Boomer Beach.
Come on,
Yeah.
Google Maps. You keep padding.
Yes. Other players also played. Fogarty kicked 2 goals. Your boy Tarek, I think, got 3.
He did.
Yeah.
Fogarty had 19 touches and 2 goals, 9 marks. Now, that's enough for me to get a call up.
Oh yes.
That's less marks than Frampton. What's he doing?
Meh.
I'll take the risk. We can take Frampton.
Sure. I'd still like to see Haley get a full game. I don't know. I don't know if there's something like, he seems to be pretty good every week in Sam.
We
doesn't
don't
really seem
have
to get
him
a
in the seniors either, like a big, tall midfielder.
Yeah.
At all.
I think the only thing holding him back is the cursed number 6.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who else had the number 6? Did John Griffin have his number 6?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Jake Lever, Bryson Gibbs.
And all the other forgettable
Oh.
players. Other than Mondro.
No one good has worn number 6
Since.
Leighton 2021.
Now, we touched on Brayden Cook earlier. He didn't set the world on fire on the weekend, but he still had a good enough performance. 9 touches, 2 goals, 5 marks, 4 tackles. Do we know where he's playing? Is he playing across a half forward flank?
Not sure.
No idea.
Yeah,
Yes.
mainly forward pocket, a little bit higher forward a little bit.
Good to see he's actually, in that case, there's some forward pressure there, and he's presenting at the footy. You know, I'd take a punt on all of these kids at this point in the year.
Yeah.
Play them
Even-
all against
even-
North Melbourne, see how they go.
Even Tom
Hawthorn.
Lynch.
Could be the difference between pick 1.
Yeah,
and
well, we
pick 2.
play Hawthorn, we play North Melbourne.
Shh, we're trying to keep the tanking quiet.
Shh. We'll get to race to the bottom later. All right. Now, any other thoughts on the SANFL game?
Yes,
There was the
up the base.
Up the base. We can't lose.
Oh, you said it now. When you do lose, I'm knocking on your front door, mate.
As soon as
This week it's confirmed.
that happens, Damon's going to be standing in the front playing this.
14-0 though. I
I'm
mean,
going to be playing that on like a big old
13.
boomer speaker.
13.
Is it 13 or 14?
It's 13.
You lose count after 10, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You do.
All right. I'm still
There's only so
confident.
many.
I can
fingers
only
you
count
count
down
on.
Good to see the Releggies handed Port its second loss of the round as well.
At least when Crows lose twice, so do Port.
Yeah, that's true. I'm still very confident for a undefeated season and then out in straight sets for the Bays. I'd love to see it.
Making a bet with a Port supporter at the start of the year for $50, he thought that Port Magpies would win the SANFL Premiership was the easiest bet I've ever made.
Is that Jack Hudson?
Has he,
No.
Shout out to the Hudsonites listening in.
has he cashed out yet?
No. So Benny Fitz, if you're listening, you might as well give me the money now.
Cash out now, mate. Yeah.
Oh, God. Now, next up, Creamy, my boy.
Nah, don't have any. Next.
Don't have any creamy scores.
I scared after last week. Oh.
No,
I wanna make another bet.
I'm too preoccupied getting ready for this waxing.
Oh, yeah.
Just warming up.
You're just warming up for Creamy's cards.
Warming up for a wax. That's what I'm warming up for.
Okay. And that was Creamy's
Good.
calls. That died in the ass. All right. Next up, we got some questions from the listeners as well. So we put it up on our Instagram story just before some questions that some people could send in. My God, I'm not prepared. Here we go. Now, we've got Alex.x.23 who has said, who's our least favourite player on our list?
Frampton.
Frampton.
Bryce Gibbs.
He's still got it in for a day lately.
Yeah.
His profile is still on the team list with Tyson Stengle at the moment.
He
That's
kicked
right,
a
'cause
goal
he-
against us. What's going on in the SNFL?
Pick one in the rookie draft last year. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's our future. And he doesn't shit the bed against us, you dog. Mitch, who's your
Yeah, it's Frampton.
Frampton?
Aw.
Oh,
Why does everyone not like him? I feel like he's a nice boy.
he's a nice boy.
He can be a nice boy in the SANFL. That's all right.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. I don't even know who I don't like. I'm a very non-hateful person.
They're all good boys, aren't
Yeah, they're all good boys.
All right, and Cream.
What was the question?
Least favourite player.
In the AFL?
No,
For the Crows.
on our list.
Oh,
God, any time, mate.
Jake Kelly.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Jake Kelly.
On that subject, I'd like to retract my hate of Jake Kelly. I've been impressed with him this year.
Yeah.
He has been better, but I mean, he was just on the chopping block for so long, I can't see past it. The damage was done.
Yeah, fair.
I'm going to get on board with that too, Ben, by the way. I've bashed him for years and want to apologise.
Now, I'm going to throw this one to Mitch. Tori Louise May says, if you could live with any Crows player, who would it be?
Harry Schomburg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, use that mop hair.
I reckon he'd have tin spaghetti every night.
He'd always have
SpaghettiOs,
snacks.
I reckon.
Yeah, he'd be
Always-
snack.
He would.
You want some barbecue shapes?
Is that what his voice sounds like?
Sorry, he said like Pee Wee Herman. Oh, sorry. Anyone else?
I'd
Any
go
thoughts?
Benny Davis. He looks like a character, I reckon.
I reckon he'd annoy the shit out of me after the day.
Yeah, he's just going to
Not too much.
do it for the gram.
Yeah, that's fair. Stop filming me.
That's
I'm going to go Jimmy Rowe. I reckon he could pump you up, you know?
Could you imagine Stephen Rowe just coming through the house?
Crying.
Oh, boy!
Crying.
Who else we got? We got Josh Molina, admin on ACP, who says, Cream, I'm going to throw this to you. 8 wins and bottom 2 to 4 finish. A beautifully executed tank year, yes or no?
You say 8 wins?
Oh, he says about 8 wins for this year and a bottom 2 to 4 finish. A beautifully executed tank
8
year.
wins and
I
a
don't think
bottom
we're
2 to 4
winning.
finish. What's his, mate?
Wins almost as in 8.
Come on, Josh. 8
Uh,
wins would make us what? Probably
Tied
12
for
to 13th.
Okay.
Yeah, 11 to 13th.
All right, Josh, you're on the truth. Thomas _ HF, he says, besides Frampton, who else do you think should be moved on from the club? We've already gone through that. Big Met ALD. Yeah, Gibbs. I'm sorry, I'm just going through them.
You
all
have to
because
do
I
the
like
next
Frampton.
question in a Pee Wee Herman voice.
Oh, God. Oh, we've got
Do it.
Ben Piro who says, I said. What? She said us.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
You've got Shaheen Marty who says, how many wins from here on out? I have 1, possibly 2, both against fellow bottom 3 sides.
Yes.
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 Good. Yes. We got Dan Engelhardt, friend of the pod, who says James Cousins, cheeky pickup.
Maybe.
Sure.
Go with it.
All right. There goes the Instagram story things. That died in the butt. All right. Time to go around the grounds. And first off, we've got Thursday night with a ding-dong battle that was over at Adelaide Oval. And fucking Paul Power shit in the bed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of you guys called it, did you? What went wrong there?
Well, one person did. And they put their...
Just when I didn't fucking support, you just keep fucking me.
I like how my whole thing was, oh, no, Melbourne are going to be able to kick goals because Big Benny Brown's coming back. Didn't do anything, but, you know, it's just his presence. His presence, you know? It was good.
There is something cathartic about Port just getting up and about. And then as soon as they lose, it's all on Hinkley. Like, it's all on Hinkley.
Mhm.
But you
Sign him
keep-
up, another 10 years.
Sign him up.
Yeah.
Keep signing him up.
He has just played rope-a-dope with him for 10 years.
I'm still convinced
Yeah.
that he had, or Port heard that he was going to go to Gold Coast and they shit the bed and just open the checkbook for him. And he's probably thinking, you guys are idiots. You guys are Mitch, what were your thoughts on the game? I know you were up and about this one, my man.
Oh, it's always good seeing Port shit the bed against top 8 teams. Great meme. Absolutely hilarious. Petrarca, 173 super coach points. Thank you as well.
Oh,
Absolutely
jeez.
gun. 3 goals, 30 odd touches. I was pretty up and about.
Nothing
guy-
like Ben Keezer. They're not the same player.
He does that every week.
Also, the Saviour Child Butters going down. I had a bit of a giggle. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not poor bloke,
Oh.
but I mean,
I feel bad for him.
He plays for Port. It's fine.
I've been getting a soft spot for Port this year.
Yeah, you're wearing the merch.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think I could think I'm like a football fan before I'm a Crom fan or
this
a
is
Port
a
hater.
dangerous slippery slope. Don't like this.
I just like to watch them play. They've got good young kids. I really like Miles Bergman. He's a good boy. I call him Berg Boy because he hasn't earned his
Miles
Bergman
Bergman
title.
sounds like at the age of 18, he got like $2 million in stock options for his birthday.
Oh,
So you're
Miles.
saying
I've only got 2 ponies.
you're
Yeah.
saying you're a football fan before a Crom fan now.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
She just wants
in
everyone to have a
breaking
good
news,
time.
we are now taking applications to replace Elodie as a female on the
You
pod.
can please Colin supporter.
Yeah, I was going to say.
What is this?
It's not the rival.
Do you not like watching like good young kids play though? Is that
Not from them.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
from
and I
them.
wouldn't wear their merch.
No.
Anyway,
no.
actually, I haven't worn their merch this year. But
Oh, God.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Port's players could be all Saints, but their fan base is just. I don't want to see them win because I don't want to see them
Agreed.
happy.
Yeah, that's the thing. To a certain extent, I almost envy what Port have been able to do, like as the AFL franchise, but I can't stand their fans.
Yeah.
That's the part that annoys me.
Yeah.
So, anyway, sorry, Ben, you were going to say something.
was that?
Okay.
I thought I was
Sorry, I thought I interrupted you. Any other thoughts on this game? Do you reckon Port are cooked?
Yeah, of course.
Yep, they can't beat top 8 teams, and finals are against top 8 teams. So
They're not going to make. They're not going to make top 4, so they're only going to have one chance. I don't think they'll end up getting a home final unless they finish 6th, and even then, they're going to need at least 2 chances.
It's amazing that they're still hovering around that top 4. I think they're 5th at the moment, aren't they? But
I think
around
And
that
their
top
percentage
4
points
position.
is
When-
119.
Hey,
Hey, that's
Yeah.
the Port number.
they've won one game against a top 8 team, which was Sydney, I think.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. How can you be like
But
hovering
then-
around top 4 and not have beaten any of them?
But then they beat Richmond as well, and they're just like,
We'll get to Richmond.
I think with Port, if you actually look at their draw, it is soft.
yeah.
It is soft. I think they played the Pies twice, Carlton
soft as
twice.
butters.
They obviously get up. His knee's pretty soft at the moment.
Blow.
Yeah, I think they got obviously get us twice as well, which is.
That's the
fucking game.
That's the thing. They got to a prelim last year, and then they get handed a draw like this.
It's
So,
weird.
I
They
mean,
finished top of the ladder.
if you can't make the most of this, then I'm sorry, but that's a you problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
their run home, they've got St Kilda, Collingwood, GWS, us, Carlton, and the Bulldogs. So really, 4 out of 5.
That should be
5
4
out of
from
6
5.
winnable
Yeah,
games.
absolutely.
They also they got Richmond at home, they got Geelong at home, they lost that. They got the Bulldogs originally at home, they lost that too.
Yeah.
So they've kind of squandered their chance. They've got the good teams at home.
sorry, just to ask, where's that Carlton game at?
It is at
Please tell me we're going to go.
the Adelaide Crows.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
We're going. When is it?
Second
Keep
to
your
last
phone
round.
open, boy.
Second to last round.
Second last round? Right,
I'll
we're
have my
going.
Eddie Beanie on.
Let's do it.
Giddy up. We're going.
They discounted all their tickets to $25 for that those night games.
And
the
they
reason
still
I
couldn't
went.
fill
It's 100%
Prime
capacity.
time.
That was what, 36,000 or something like that, I think.
So they don't have work in the morning. They're
Also, in breaking news, North Melbourne has taken an 11-point lead over West
Huge.
Coast with
What
a
the
minute to
What
go.
is going on with the Eagles this
A
year?
minute to go before 3/4 time. I'm telling you, the Eagles aren't making the 8.
Geez, that forward
Nah,
line
they
must be in
cooked.
lockdown at West Coast.
Does anyone want 8th spot? No one wants 8th spot, honestly.
Bombers do.
Yeah.
Bombers for 8.
We'd take it right now.
Yeah. No, we wouldn't.
Nah.
Give us the picks. Give us the picks, and then next year we're going to tell that the kids need to be fucking
Play the kids.
idiots. Hawthorn versus Fremantle down at
University of Tasmania.
Yeah, University of Tasmania.
Tasmania.
I was trying to think.
Painful.
Painful.
Mm.
Bad. After the announcement during the week that Clarko, there's going to be a succession plan, which I think
Yes.
Clarko got dragged kicking and screaming to that one, and with Jeff Kennett just saying, it's going to be a good thing for us. Succession plans always work when no one's on board.
I reckon
so-
with the top 8, Freo definitely want it as well.
Yeah.
Freo.
Yeah.
I love what they're doing at the moment.
Yep.
They got a great midfield. I think when Fife plays full time, he played full time
It was his 200th game.
in his
as well on
200th
the
game.
weekend.
15 touches or so in the first quarter, and absolutely mammoth. The kids at Hawthorn made them play absolute children.
Go the Dokers.
Like he did with us when he went in that last quarter.
Yeah.
It's good to see a WA team can win away from home.
And I know a few weeks ago I was talking about tough draws, and maybe the ones I was talking about a few weeks ago weren't so tough. But Fremantle's run home is very tough.
Tell us more, Benny Mac.
Okay, let me run you through the next couple. They've got Geelong, Sydney and Sydney. Richmond at home. That doesn't look as tough anymore.
Sydney won't be in Sydney.
That's a very good point. True. Brisbane, West Coast, and they finish against St Kilda in Melbourne. Now that's a pretty decent run home.
I reckon that Freo St Kilda game, that'll be a play-in game.
Could very well be.
I think Freo win. If Freo make it, they deserve it. Definitely.
Yeah. I reckon the derby will almost be the deciding of who makes the 8.
I said a few weeks ago they could win it, and you all laughed at me.
Who?
Yeah,
Freo. That's the way they're going.
No, I reckon with their forward line all strong, and Lob obviously kicked a few on the weekend, and then they look good with their midfield. Obviously, the kids and Fife, and Mundy's playing like he's 27.
Yes, Monday.
Absolute gold.
36
I love
next
you,
week.
Monday.
36.
36.
What is he? He's out 340 games now.
Yeah.
He'll play 400.
He has to. Yeah, he has to get it.
Yeah.
The hamburger. All
Is he
right.
only at 340? I thought he was at like 370.
Might be 350. Yeah.
It's
somewhere
above
around
300.
there.
Yeah,
It's well above.
It's getting there.
Now, next up, Saturday afternoon, Carlton versus Geelong. This was a painful game.
Yes.
Geelong love playing to the level of their opponent, don't they?
They do. Especially when Carlton, what was it, 1 goal 12?
Oh,
They had the double team dodo. Gee whiz. That's just hell.
And that goal that they kicked was the first one. They were one straight.
really?
Yeah,
So
they kicked 12
really?
points in a row.
So, oh, geez.
Asava Radagalia is so bad. So bad.
So bad.
He's on fucking Lockie Plowman, mate. And the ball went, and he's gone up for a mark in front. It's gone straight through his hands and smacked Plowman in the bonce, clear Falcon behind him. And he's 205, he's 200 centimetres. Like, he's just a hack.
Okay.
Be interesting what they do while Cameron's out. I think they missed.
Don't play Asava. Bring back Wiley Buzzer.
He went to Port.
Yeah, I know.
Or a bit
Get
more
him back.
So we
grime.
hate him now.
Yeah.
I just love the fact for Carlton they have a player called Owies.
Yeah, it's a nice name.
The day he
I
gets
can't
in-
wait for him to get in.
It really
Owies is off.
Oh, the
sums up
headlines,
Carlton's last
Jesus.
20 years, really, doesn't it?
Owies.
I really hope BT isn't commentating the day he gets injured in that game because he's going to milk that for the next 20 years.
Did anyone see Chris Scott's comments after the game saying that the game is too
Oh,
long?
shut up.
Dangerfield,
God.
Scott.
Oh. You know,
Shut down Geelong.
I would.
And now they've got Hocking there too.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
There is something.
Slinging the waters.
No, there's some insider trading sort of stuff that's going on down at Geelong. You got the AFLPA president. You got the former GM who's now their CEO. You got Chris Scott, who's a potato who uses too much fake tan. Like, just fucking shut up. Andy speaking, shutting up.
He's really going. He's going through a midlife crisis, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's bought a car recently or something, or
No, he'll get a motorbike. Nothing like riding a motorbike in Geelong. Ooh. Yeah. Freeze your nads off. Brisbane versus St Kilda, Metricon Stadium.
Yeah.
No masturbation in Metricon. You got St Kilda who got up against Brisbane. Your thoughts on this, Creme?
This was the King coming out party.
Oh, yeah.
He was on Harris Andrews, and
He kicked goals.
He
He didn't come out.
I think he kicked 3 in the second quarter.
King became a
Massive
queen.
marks, just plucking balls off of the head of blokes. Like Jack Steele just continues to do Jack Steele things. He's a jet, and you could notice a difference with Zach Jones back. Brad Hill's been actually getting more of the footy in the last month after being bashed from pillar to post. Like they actually look decent. Like they could make.
Marshall's also very important to them.
Yeah.
I think they haven't lost a game when he's played this year.
They could make. They
Paul
could
Hunter
make
as
the
well.
8, mind you. anyone
The
could
difference.
make the 8 all the way down to 12th at the moment. But I mean, like they're playing good enough footy. A lot of people hate the saying, "Oh, anyone's best is good enough to beat anyone," because it is. But I mean, like St Kilda's best for mine is probably better than Freo's and Essendon's because they made a fucking semi last year. So
Yeah, they've been in hot form since
Yeah.
they shit the bed against us. So I was real on them early in the season. I was on them way too early. I remember I was making all those bets with you about St Kilda winning all these games, and
they lost a couple of games by 13 goals, but they're getting it back together.
With this one, why was it moved from the Gabba to Metricon, by the way? Do we know?
It's Brisbane,
Brisbane.
COVID hotspot. Yeah.
And that,
because an hour down the road.
Yeah.
You know,
COVID doesn't travel.
yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah.
and I'm assuming that's why Greater Western Sydney's game against the Gold Coast was in Ballarat because it was Greater Western Sydney's home game. Otherwise, they could have played that at Metricon too, but they'd have 2 consecutive games there.
Yeah.
And since it wasn't Gold Coast's home game, they're not going to put GWS as the home team on their deck.
Yeah. I think I read the Sydney Derby is going to be in Ballarat or Country Victoria at least this week as well. So, yeah.
Good.
On to the Ballarat game.
Here we go.
Ballarat.
Are you unfurling the banner yet, Pete?
Oh, mate, it's getting it's at the printers. It's getting rejuvenated as we speak because the Gold Coast got up by 1 point over GWS. So
Leon Cameron needs to go.
Yeah.
Like he needs to go.
I think that they're actually trying to think of what they're going to do with that franchise.
GWS.
Yes. This is a big call, but I actually reckon GWS may move
To Tassie.
to Tassie.
Gee, big call.
The Tassie Giants.
You reckon they're going to put more faith in the Gold Coast than an area that's got a much bigger permanent population?
Gold
in
Coast
GWS?
will be repurposed more so to be representing more of the Central Coast.
Oh, you reckon?
Mm.
So it won't be like Gold Coast Suns, it'll be like Tweedhead Suns or...
Dream Old Sons.
Because, they tried that with like...
Mitchell, get the logo ready.
I tried that with like 4 rugby league teams. and every one of them
I'm
failed.
acutely aware of all the franchises that have died in the ass at Gold Coast, right? Let's be honest. If you're in Gold Coast, you don't want to be fucking playing sport.
No.
You got to be surfing.
Yeah.
That's a sport.
we always talk about this, but GWS, every GWS game is just the result that you don't expect to happen will happen. Like them
Yes.
beating Melbourne and
Did we
losing to
call
the Sun.
Gold Coast winning?
Yeah, I
last
think
week?
me and you did, Layton, because I was like, it makes the least amount of sense for Gold Coast to win, so we'll go with that. That's how you tip GWS games. Like, who's the favourite? Go against them.
Oh,
Shout out to Hugh Greenwood as well.
Yeah,
His
did his ACL, poor bloke.
ACL.
Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully for a speedy recovery.
more time at home with his second born as well.
Yeah.
Get around.
And took Miller breaking all sorts of records as well.
He did.
Yeah.
And just quietly, well, not quietly, but Toby Green's putting a fucking good season together, isn't he?
Yeah.
Another 3 and 20 touches, I think.
That's true. Pity about the fucking team he's playing for.
Yeah.
Now, next up, we've got Western Bulldogs versus Sydney at Marvel Stadium.
Yes.
Yes.
This was a game.
Sydney-
And,
yeah.
Sydney did win. And Western
Bit of
Bulldogs...
kicking and catching in the game.
A little bit.
One of the blokes who the Crows have were rumoured to be looking at earlier in the year, Jordan Dawson, kicking 3,
26 touches.
turned it on.
I think Sydney are the dark horse. I reckon they can win it. There's a chance.
They
But that-
can play in Melbourne. They've got that going
Yeah.
for them.
I reckon they can win it if they. I reckon they could almost finish 4th. Still, they're only one game behind Brisbane at the moment.
Yep.
If they get the second chance, against Melbourne, they only lost by a kick and a half against them last time.
Can someone give us their
Good
run
call.
home, please?
Ben, go.
Quick.
Also, I mean, it's not really saying much because I think North are still beating them, but they absolutely smashed West Coast last week.
It's
yeah,
still
West
worth-
Coast just can't play in Geelong.
But it's still worth saying something because, like, West Coast, for all intents and purposes, still have a stacked list of good players. So to beat them, you still got to turn up.
Where's Adam Simpson originally from?
Hawthorn.
No, as in, like, is he originally from Victoria?
Who knows?
I'm just
No.
saying more Collingwood job, possibly.
No.
I saw an interesting thing about Pike for Collingwood.
Yeah.
Talking to his family.
Yeah.
I reckon Don Pike, for some reason, even a lot of Crows fans thought he was a crap coach. He wasn't.
He wasn't.
I thought he was fantastic. He was
Yeah.
just a victim of circumstance with everything that happened at the club.
Absolutely, he was. Yeah.
So he deserves a second
Yeah.
chance.
Damn
And to
right
be
he does.
honest, he will be a perfect fit for Collingwood because
I
he's
think
just stoic, just holds the line.
From outside the club as well, I think Collingwood desperately needs some fresh voice and some fresh insight, someone that's not caught up under the Eddie Maguire cult of personality. Like they need someone new to come through. Yep. What's Sydney's run home like then?
Sydney's run home. We have got the Sydney Derby this week, so you think they probably win that?
Should very winnable.
Or GWS will win by like 14 goals.
Yeah, they're not going to.
They then play Fremantle, Essendon. Who
knows?
Where they
Who
play,
knows?
probably Country Victoria somewhere.
Sydney
or
home game.
something. Then they play Essendon in Melbourne.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
50-50 game. St Kilda in Melbourne. They probably win that. North in Melbourne. They probably win that. And then they play Gold Coast.
So they're playing 3 of those teams that are in that 9 to 12 range
They
who are
could-
fighting to get into the 8.
Sydney are probably the team that are going to break the most hearts. Then I reckon.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't see Sydney missing the finals now, but they could probably ruin some teams'
Yeah.
seasons.
Bloody hell, what a shout.
If they go 2-1 against Essendon, Freo and St Kilda and they win out the rest, which they should
be top 4.
They should be top 4.
And I think they're good enough to win it on their day easily. I think they've only lost to Melbourne in the top 4. They beat Brisbane, smashed Brisbane. I think that was only round 1 though.
I
But
put these stats in our chat earlier, and Ellie told me they meant nothing.
And I know
Well, they
that
did. It was kind of like Swans have won some games and lost some games. Good to know.
All right.
and I know they've got a lot of young players, but they still do have a lot of experience on their list.
Hardy,
And a lot of
Kennedy.
Rampy,
Franklin, obviously.
Lloyd, yeah, they got a good spine. And Tom Hickey's having a blinder of years.
Buddy.
Yeah.
He's all right.
So, Swam's record against potential finals contenders. They've beaten the Dogs, they've beaten the Cats, they've beaten the Lions. So, there's 3 of your top 4. They've defeated West Coast, the Tigers, and St Kilda and Essendon. They lost to Melbourne by 9 points, lost to Port by 10 points, lost to Freo by 2 points, and lost to GWS by 2 points as well.
See, wins and losses.
Now, that is very...
Sorry, that was the worst time yawn. That wasn't meant to be.
The surprising... Well, not the surprising thing. The good thing with that from a supporter's perspective is just that they're very competitive even in losses. Like, there's no blowout games. They're just very consistent.
Yeah. I don't think they've actually been blown out at all, have they?
No.
I mean, smashed this year at all. They've always been close. Yeah, it's pretty scary considering they're meant to be, bottom 4, bottom easily.
Yeah.
Longmire looks like a mushroom. Like, he looks like he's ready to just explode at any point. When he's
What mushrooms explode?
in America. There you go.
Right. Is it
They don't
golden
eat
mushroom?
They're shells. Oh, shut up, all right? Oh, God. Now, if you're going to yell into the microphone, do it away from the mic. Collingwood defeated Richmond by 16 points.
You pies!
But Elodie's not allowed to support another team.
Oh, no. We've just been working through this for longer.
Yes.
That's all.
Very true.
Yours
This has
is
been-
fresh. This is still annoying.
This has been from the get-go. And every single Crows supporter will be more than happy to know that that win probably ended Richmond's finals hopes. So
Yes!
get around the pies!
Beautiful. Are you getting around to goatee?
When he took that mark and I just messaged the
Got it.
goatee. Just the angry reactions from
Loves it.
Corey.
What about Dependlebury?
Jesus Christ. She's been thinking about that one all week, I can tell.
The side bottom.
The unbiased supporter in me looks at Collingwood as a team. And
They are a team.
Yes.
since
They kick and catch sometimes.
Since Robert Harvey took over, you can notice a bit of a difference in the way in which they're playing.
Also in the press conferences too. Rob, what were your thoughts? It was good.
Even when they won that last game against Sydney, was it?
Melbourne.
It's your favourite
Was it
team.
Melbourne? Oh, Melbourne? Oh, yeah, it was Melbourne, yeah. First three quarters, they're average. But last quarter of the last 3 weeks, they're coming home like a house on fire. They kicked 7 goals to 1 yesterday, which just leaves you to wonder why they put themselves in that spot in the first place and decide to play such attacking footy in the last quarter. But fingers crossed they're one of the teams that moves up next year.
Well, it's because also you had Darcy more effort from the young boys get around them. That was a shit one.
Stinker though.
That was the biggest pity tick I've ever done. So where do Richmond go from here? Where do we think?
To the draft.
Well, they're currently 12th. So, and I can't see them beating It was being better than Essendon, St Kilda and Freo.
Cochin's going to retire.
Give you the
end of
run
year.
home.
Yeah, they got Richmond, Geelong,
I
Fremantle.
think Richmond's. You say Richmond, Geelong? You mean Brisbane and Geelong?
Yeah, Brisbane, Geelong.
Yeah, their next two games. If they lose those,
Yeah.
Yeah, they pull it out in the next 2 weeks, so they're done. I think they can't win if they lose the next. They can't even make it if they would lose the next two, I'd say.
yeah.
I actually reckon there's going to be quite a few retirements there. I think they're.
Oh, Hooley retire. He's done. There's no way he's coming back.
Who else? Oh, Brett.
Revolt's gone alright. He's probably got another year in him.
Goal
We should
number
get him in.
700 on the week.
That's going to be interesting though, because there's all this talk around Lynch, Rewalt, and Coleman Jones. So it will Coleman Jones and
Collier Dawkins.
and Chol, the other tall bloke. So does Jack go to them and say, "Look, stay with us. I'm going to retire after next year. That's a promise. Then you'll all get a game." Who knows?
A retirement promise is always
Maybe
good.
Jack will go to another club.
Ooh.
One game.
Go to the
one
Gold
year.
Coast.
Yeah.
I couldn't see him
Why
going
not?
anywhere else.
No. Especially with all his
Tiger for life.
especially with all his commitments in Melbourne,
Yeah.
like the Maddie's game, and
And he's
his
got radio gigs
AFL
and-
360 appearances and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I was going to say for his own career, he'd stay there, but that's why I reckon he would just retire.
Yep.
End of the year.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
And then West Coast was North Melbourne, which we've already talked about.
Scores are level.
Live update.
They are
not.
They are.
Love it.
You're kidding.
No?
Okay.
How
Nah,
much kicked it?
Eagles have kicked another goal just then.
How
They're
long?
up by 5 points.
How long left? How long?
Let's find out. It's got,
There's 15 minutes left.
15 minutes of playtime.
The Eagles had kicked 2 in a minute to level it up just a moment ago.
Oh, look,
Ooh,
footy
bit
sounds.
of-
Fancy.
Catch.
All right. Next up, we have our game, which we're going to be talking about, which is West Coast versus Adelaide at Adelaide Oval in a beautiful time slot of Sunday afternoon at 4:10.
Well,
Holy
we got a
shit.
few days rest than Eagles. So
I was
a few
going to
more
say,
days.
7 days.
Playing on a Sunday and you only get a 6-day week.
It's all kids. But hi, Damon. We've already talked about who's going to come in and out, but let's go quickly around the table of who wins by how much and biggest goal scorer for the Crane.
Crows will win this game
Oh,
by 8 points. Our leading goal kicker will be Fogarty.
back in.
Fog in.
And best on ground will be Rory Ladd.
We didn't ask for best on ground, but anyway. Ella D. You got
Hello.
how much?
Yeah, Eagles can't win away from home, so I don't know. We can't win at all. So
This is
I
going
don't
to be
know.
a ding-dong battle.
It's a
right?
draw.
I guess so.
Who wants to lose the most?
So I'm going to say, Crows will win by 14 points, Dave McKay.
Get
And
around it.
I think Frampton will kick the most goals.
Oh,
Frampton stays in. Okay.
Yeah, best on ground will be Rob against McNabb because he's lazy.
Why?
Thank.
They're putting a phone down as a bet. He wants another phone.
To 33-10. Leighton.
I'll continue the optimism. I reckon Crows by 10 goals.
That's not optimism, right? That's beyond.
That's
like
delusion.
Yeah, Braden Cook to kick 10 goals on debut.
10 goals.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right.
I can imagine
Good.
Luke Edwards playing in this game and just having a great game and
Ah.
watch all the fans just pop off about the fact that we didn't get him again.
I can't wait for Twitter if that happens.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I can see it now.
Might just delete Twitter if that happens.
By the way, just real quickly, there is a Boomer Beach at Port Elliot.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, good.
just
Good
down the
throwback.
road.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was half an hour ago. Anyway, Damon, who got high match and biggest goal kicker for the Crows?
I've got West Coast by 12 points, and our biggest goal scorer will be. Let's go, Robbie. With two.
Two.
Okay.
Let's be optimistic. Crom by 3 goals and Tarek Newchurch to come in and kick 3.
Can you imagine
Yes.
Not this again.
All right. Mitch, who you got? How much? And leading goal kicker for the Crom.
I think the Crows will smash him, to be honest. I reckon a 10-goal win. I'm pretty confident with that.
bloody hell.
I reckon they'll come out and absolutely destroy it. I reckon Cecil will kick 3.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Just big barrel.
Big barrels.
You show us
yeah.
a tattoo?
Yeah.
He's got the tattoo. Barrel
Hey!
seed! I love it. Still can't believe that happened. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Mitch does have a tattoo of barrel seed, and it just says barrel seed. What font is that?
I don't know. Whatever was the cheapest. I think.
What's your cheapest one? Oh, Comic Sans, mate. Bend over.
Lovely handwriting.
I'm going to go with, I actually reckon this is going to be a close one. Last week, I just want to point out that I predicted that the Essendon Crows game would be a high-scoring affair. So don't listen to anything I say right now. I'm going for the Crows by 12 and leading goal scorer. I'm going with Rowe with 3.
Very nice.
Now, the rest of the predictions for the round, cream, my boy. We've got Freo versus Geelong at Optus Stadium on Thursday night. Who you got, mate?
Freo.
Elodie.
Sorry, getting my pretty pictures up.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going for
Yeah, Freo. Why not?
Dane.
Geelong.
Geelong.
Freo.
Freo heave-ho. Next up, I've got Richmond versus Brisbane at the MCG. Now, talk about a Friday night game that may shit the bed more so than ours. It'll be interesting.
That'd be impressive.
that's a lot of poo. Now, Richmond versus Brisbane, cream, who you got?
Before I get to that, I know we touched on Greenwood's knee before. Hipwood,
Yeah.
did he end up doing an ACL?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, poor bloke. Thoughts go to him too. That being said, I think Brisbane are still good enough to win.
I'm going to go Richmond because why not?
Nah, not Richmond. Brisbane.
The other
Not
one.
Richmond. Okay.
Brisbane.
Lions.
Brisbane.
I'm going for the Lions too. Next up, we've got the Sydney Derby, GWS versus Sydney at to be confirmed.
Nah, Mars Stadium. Got it.
Mars Stadium?
Yep.
All right, in Ballarat. Freeze your buns off there. Cream, who you got? It's 2 teams, mate. Just pick one.
It's a 50-50.
Whitfield's massive out Sydney.
Sydney should win, so I'm going Giants.
Same. I'll go Giants by 10 goals.
David.
Nah, Sydney.
Has to be Sydney, doesn't it? In the Battle of Ballarat.
Well, GWS did play there on the weekend, so I'm
It's not the Battle of the Bridge anymore, is it?
Very true.
That's it.
I reckon the Giants get up.
I'm going for Sydney. Next up, we've got Gold Coast versus Western Bulldogs at Metricon Stadium.
Oh.
High for 1 point win. Let's see if Gold Coast return to form. Who knows? Cream.
Yeah, Bulldogs with no confidence, to be honest. I think this could be a boiler.
No, I reckon Bulldogs are going to smash them. They'll bounce back.
Bulldogs.
Yeah, I'll go Footscray.
Footer's great.
Yeah, Bulldogs.
Rory Atkins to kick 8 and the Bulldogs to win.
Oh, shit.
Wait, what?
Rory Atkins finally playing on the weekend.
Kick a goal.
Yeah,
Well done.
kick the goal. Was able to concentrate. Good on you. Mitch, who you got?
Bulldogs.
I'm going for the Bulldogs too. Next up, Melbourne versus Hawthorn at the MCG.
Bloodbath.
For?
The Demons.
But they can't score goals, Cream.
Yeah, but
apparently.
Hawthorn can't do anything.
I'm gonna go for Hawthorn because why not?
With tips like these, do we need a tipping update for our league? Or is there a race to the bottom stuff?
Yes,
haven't-
please,
I've-
not even touch
I
it.
haven't tipped in ages.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, Demons.
Yeah, D's.
D's.
D's like a boil over, so Hawks.
Oh.
Hey.
I'm going for the D's. Now, you got an update there, Benny Mac?
I will do very, very shortly.
Just want to be clear. I am trying my best to lose.
Yes,
hard.
me too.
I'm like thinking, Jesus, he's going to lose this game. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
Wait, so you've actually been trying to tip the losers?
Or to be perfectly honest, the last round, I forgot to tip.
I haven't tipped since round 1.
Oh,
All right.
shit.
With a 5-tip lead, do we say lead last? Is Lumumba number 5 at the bottom.
Hey, catch me if you can. You're not even doing anything. Exactly right.
Can you not tug yourself while you say
I'm scratching.
Followed by Crom Merchant, Peter C. in second last place.
Yeah.
1 tip ahead of Leighton.
Ooh.
So we've got a close race
Come
to
on,
the
Peter.
bottom
Try
here.
harder, Peter.
What do
Less
I
harder.
get for finishing bottom? Butkus. Oh, shit.
Aiden Gain looks to have joined in the race to the bottom. He's sitting on 74, so he's only 2 behind Leighton.
Oh,
And Nick Gill, or Elodie, if that doesn't surprise anyone, he's on 81. So
How
bit of
about-
work to do
I
there.
think I've somehow climbed the ranks by not tipping. So that's
Well, I think
you have. You got
That's
5
nice.
last week somehow.
Well, while we're at it, update on the fantasy. It's sort of a it's a sort of a battle between me and Andy Munro at the top, and no one. See Wade, who's that? Is that one of our Patreons? Anyway,
Corey Wade.
yes, him. He seems to be the only other one in contention, and my friend who's a port sporter that I added in is in the top 4 too. So it's gonna be a good
Who's
battle.
bottom, though?
Yeah, that's the real important question.
It's this guy that didn't put his team together. He's beating you because he doesn't have a team.
Well,
But apart
he
from
doesn't
him,
count.
It's the dream team creamers. Is that right?
The dream team.
North has just taken the lead by 3 points.
Everyone listening to this would already know that, so don't worry about it.
Should probably update the other end of the tips rather than just the bottom as well. We've got a bit of a tight battle at the top. So I'll start in 8th place. We've got Jack Hudson on a total of 92.
Yeah.
Sam Tugwell in 7th on 93. Aaron Shearer on 93. Lockie Dand on 94. Andy Munro, 94. Tom Schultz, 95. Matt O'Brien, 95. And top is Nathan Prime with 96. It's coming down to the pointy end.
That is very pointy. That is one big point. How many rounds left? We've got 6 rounds left.
6.
Cam Zerha kicking 2 goals 5 tonight, if you don't mind.
Oof.
Thank you. All
Could you
right.
imagine?
Where were we up to? St Kilda versus Port Adelaide at Marvel Stadium on Saturday night. Cream, who you got?
St Kilda.
Yeah, Liddy.
Yeah, St Kilda aren't quite in the 8 yet, so I'll go Port.
Yeah, I'll go power. Damon.
St Kilda.
I'll follow Elodie's logic. They're outside the 8, so Port will beat them.
I think Saints are in too good form.
I'm going to have to go with Port. Just. North Melbourne versus Essendon at Marvel Stadium Sunday afternoon. Great.
Essendon.
North Melbourne.
Bombers.
Bomb.
North.
Bomb. Next up, Collingwood versus Carlton at the MCG on a Sunday afternoon. Cream's going to be sending all sorts of abusive voice messages after this one. Who you got, big boy?
Pies will win this one.
Oh, well, I was going to go for Blues, but I guess Pies are going to win. So
Yeah.
Blues. We'll go Blues.
Yeah, I'll go Blues to win by 83 behinds.
You kicking up, it adds up.
Yeah?
Danone.
So I was trying to get the North game results up. What game are we doing?
Oh.
Collingwood.
This reeks of Dwayne Russell and Eddie Maguire on the commentary, so I won't be watching this one.
Oh, God. Ooh.
I actually reckon this will be a Channel 7 game.
Probably.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not much better. Unless it's Jason Bennett. He's all right.
That's true. Up the Pies.
Yes.
Yeah, Pies.
I'm going to go with Carlton.
Ah,
Anything else, Cream, that we need to talk about on the pod?
A couple of things. Firstly, like we touched on before, I lost a bet, so Elodie's waxing me in a minute. That'll be put up for our Patreon contributors. If you want to see me in pain, patreon.com/project. Please head along and donate. While we're talking about donating, we're doing the City to Bay with the Press Box podcast to raise money for childhood cancer. Feel free to head to their GoFundMe page, Walk the Walk, Now Talk the Talk, and support generously. Apart from that, project.bigcartel.com for beanies, scarves,
Yeah. And more recently,
bucket hats,
phone cases just come out.
You name it. It's all happening. And apart from that, thank you to our sponsors in Pain Med SA and Trojan Aluminium.
Before we head off, I just have a Golden Toot nomination. I'll pop it in the chat before.
Ooh.
David King suggesting that Sean Darcy needs to improve his score involvements to be a really effective big man in the comp. Well, he actually leads score involvements in the competition by 13 over Max Gorn. So David King yet again proving
He is locked in, isn't he?
he is.
Jeez.
Just has to be.
He's a potato cake. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the Project podcast this evening. Mitchell, the creator of the Go Crom logo, thank you so much for joining us, buddy.
Good name.
All good. Benny Mac,
Thank you.
thank you, Damon.
As I'm saying goodbye, we'll give you a Queenstown Crows
yes.
update as well. Queenstown, 27 goals, 13 points, 175. Defeating South Burnie 4 goals to 26.
Oh, that's got a Bernie.
Yeah, Crows need to borrow some of those goals if possible this weekend. That would be good.
Buy them.
Just a shout out to Queenstown Crom as well. 50 beanies.
Oh,
Yeah.
They've got.
Yep.
Second lot got sent off to them. Like,
Jeez.
they're still awaiting collection, so get on your horse and.
It's a long drive, yeah.
Thank you, Leighton. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elodie.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Craig.
Thanks, mate.
My name's Peter. Go Crom.
Go, go.